right? Terminator, great movie. But look what happened. When we start turning to the machines, it doesn't end well. It's in its simplicity. Celebrity service is very, very simple to just get straight away. And whether it's CEOs, line managers, people on the shop floor, everybody in an organization can get celebrity service in minutes. So it's very much in its simplicity. Where I bring celebrity service to life is the stories and the techniques. So the stories within the keynote will hopefully inspire the audience into another level of service, but also the real takeaways, the huge value that I offer in my interactive sessions are when we get the teams together and we challenge each other to come up with incredible customer service experiences. So yes, I keep it lively, very energetic. We have a lot of fun, always fun. But there's always a huge business value at the end of it. Because what I want to do is leave that room and that team, that organization can take the baton of celebrity service and run with it. And that's the key. It's something so simple, but inspired to do something so different will lead you to some of those incredible results. Now, I'm conscious I've mentioned celebrity service right now, and if anybody who doesn't know me or doesn't know about celebrity service, this is what it is. So right now, you and your team watching this video right now, you're currently delivering a good level of service, a pretty good level of service. If I said to you on the scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is abysmal but 10 is incredible, what number would you be? I can pretty much guarantee the global average from my research over the last 20 years, the global average is an 8. Okay, I get this with audiences all over. On the scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself? And people say, Geoff, we're pretty good. We're on average an 8. That's a really high number. However, I asked the question, but what happens if a celebrity were to become your next member, guest, client, passenger? What would that level of service look like? And I always say to people, you're delivering a high level of service, but if a celebrity were to walk in, and I'm not talking about any celebrity here, I'm talking about an A-list celebrity, Hollywood, god or goddess, your service levels go from there to there. And that's the gap. That's the gap you don't realize exists within yourself, within your team, within your brand. But it's a gap that if you can fill, there's not a competitor in your marketplace can touch you for the service and experience you could deliver straight after my talk. So very much celebrity service is in its simplicity. People can get it straight away, but I bring it to life with the stories. I inspire people to think differently and deliver differently, but also through the group challenges and the interaction that we do, you actually create these moments, these celebrity service moments that I call them. You can create them live in the room, and that is really special. To give you an example, look in the back of the 2 books that I've written so far, there are tons of pages, there's loads of pages on results, what people have gone on to achieve when they've embraced celebrity service. In fact, on my website, I'm very proud of it, there's a page just called results, and I've just highlighted some of the results. What have people gone on to achieve when they embrace celebrity service? It could be increased net promoter scores. It could be an award that they've got, a plaque, an award that they've been yearning for years. They may have gone from a 4 to a 5-star service. They may have increased profits. They may have, attracted more clients. I don't know what service success is going to look like, but I do know with celebrity service, when you embrace it, that's when the magic happens. It's having a message and having those stories that resonate most. And it's actually how I'd answer this is delivering that emotional, powerful story or idea that people cannot forget. They cannot forget. Now I have over 500 stories in my locker in my Mac, and if you've ever seen the movie Minority Report, have you ever seen Tom Cruise try to solve the, he's doing that. This is what I'm like when I create the keynotes, I create my sessions. I pick the very best stories, but the stories, the ideas, the techniques that I'll use, if they're powerful enough, and if I can deliver them as powerful as I can, and having fun, being engaging, these are all crucial words to get that message to stick, because that's the thing, isn't it? In an 8-hour long conference day, I've got 40 minutes to make that message stick. So I bring in the very best stories, the very best ideas, and it's the human interest. It's always the human interest. And interestingly enough, my stories, and I'm never the hero in my stories and my keynotes, never. I always put other people on a pedestal, because that's what we connect with. We connect with people. You'll never see a graph, a chart, a statistic on any one of my slides. What you'll see is photographs of somebody who I've taken on holiday, who, I've arrived at an airport or a hotel or whatever it may be. And we've all been there. So making the content relevant, but delivering it in a real passionate, energetic way, it's about getting it sticky. It's about those messages that people next week, next month, and in 10 years time, people still say to me, Geoff, Elliot's magic ticket, we cried. Which I did. Oh my God, I did this 2 weeks ago in the Belfry. I did a conference at the Belfry. Two people, I was halfway through the story, two people cried. I had to stop. It's never happened before. It was like they were really crying. And I said, you okay? I mean, they were fine. Everybody was laughing. But it's that type of story that they'll never forget. So when they go back to their business and their department and their team, that is how you get that longer term effect from just a keynote. Now I say just a keynote, just a talk. A lot of my clients rebook me because I've got so much content. So maybe we do something in-house. Maybe we 2 years time, we bring Geoff back. That happens an awful lot. But by that time, there's more stories, more ideas, more things to hopefully keep the momentum going. That's key. How do we keep the momentum going? We have relevant stories, passionately delivered, but to make it sticky for the audience. Because you're spending a lot of time, money, and effort on creating this conference. We've got to make it memorable. And that's what I try and do. We're in this thrust at the moment of AI and jobs and people. We're getting taken over by robots and AI. They'll be able to deliver so much service, greater service for you. I fear this level of technology. I do. I'm not a dinosaur. I love technology. We've all got apps. We can all on the chat on websites. But I fear that we are jumping too quickly, and there is nothing will ever beat that human contact, that human interaction. If that human interaction and contact is great, by the way, because you have some very poor people who do delivering service, who don't get back to you, who don't fulfill their promises. So there's this huge changes on the horizon. My fear is that we're always looking for the next shiny toy. Oh look, we can save money. We can save money if we get rid of this department and we bring in this chat box. I do fear, because if it's done well, then brilliant, go for it. However, how many times think about it, have you needed some advice on a website and there's no telephone number? I need to speak to somebody, because guess what? Your frequently asked questions are never frequent. So your little chat box, I can help you, and you type in, hi there, can I help you? And you give them a question, and within half a second, there's a 15-paragraph response, and I'm thinking, that's not human. And it's just another computer putting you off, sending you down the lane of not getting the response and the answer that you want. So wonderful that we can bring technology, wonderful that we can change and we can improve. never going to be the human, ever. And that personalization, that thing that somebody can help you and really help and support you with, I can't see. Look, I'll leave you with this, right? Terminator, great movie, but look what happened. When we start turning to the machines, it doesn't end well. You know, the funny thing is, to improve the service within your department, within your team, within your brand, you get people in together, you inspire them together, you've got to focus a vision, you're going to lead them into a greater service experience for that customer, for that client, for that member, for that passenger, for that guest. That's what you do. And your culture and your shape and your mood, and you brilliant. Who trains and who inspires the computer, the modem, the cloud, the downloadable? Who does that? Who does that? I've got a really interesting question. Somebody asked me, this comes about quite often, Geoff, can you give me some great examples of digital customer experience? And I always say, you first. You show me. You show me. Just don't hide your humans. That's all I'll say. A keynote is a keynote, which is great. 20 minutes, 40 minutes, up to an hour, which is great. You know, within that keynote time frame, you get the philosophy, some of the key stories, and I always like to end with the results. This is what you can achieve when you embrace celebrity service. Half of my clients book me for the keynote, but also the interactive session, celebrity service interactive, I like to call it. And this is how it can work. I'll share it with you now. This is how it works. You can have it all in one. Maybe we do a 90-minute session if you want in the morning or in the afternoon. Most clients say, Geoff, can we have a keynote in the morning, 10:30 till 11:30, and then after lunch, can we do your interactive? And this is what the interactive is. It can be as short as 30 minutes, and it can go up to days. That's too long. So from 30 minutes up to, I would say, maximum 90 minutes, but about another hour would be perfect. And this is what we'll do, okay? This is what I've done. In the keynote, I open everybody's eyes into a different way of service, a different level, as you were, of a customer service you could deliver. But how do you do it? How are you actually going to do it? In the interactive session, this is where your teams, your departments, this is where they do it themselves. They come up with ideas live in the room. And this is how I do it. Imagine if we've got, I don't know, maybe it's 100 people in the room, and there's 10 tables, 10 on each table, dead easy. So we come in after lunch, everybody's a bit groggy after lunch, and I'll say, right, you know what celebrity service is? This is how we're going to create it within name of company or their sector. I get everybody into teams. They're already in the table, so they're already in a team. So we've got 10 teams, and you're going to compete against each other. Yes, this is a competition to create a service experience the world would talk about. I mean, when you deliver this service experience, CNN, BBC, Sky News, they will all contact you and say, are you doing this? We've heard you do. Is this real? They'll send a crew down. It'll be so incredible, okay? The world would be talking about you. Your competitors will be thinking, wish we thought of that. So you're going to compete against each other. So what I do on a stage is I do the 120 challenge. So I give everybody the same challenge in the room, and you're going to work together as a team of 10 with paper and pens. You're going to work together in the team to try and create the answers to beat everybody else. That's the competition. And you win some prizes. I deliver the same challenge to everybody, and I'll say, but there's a final twist. You only have 2 minutes to come up with the ideas. And that's the 120 challenge, the 120 seconds. You only have 2 minutes to come up with the ideas. Half of the room guaranteed will go, oh, it can't be done. The other half have already picked up the pen and they've already started. But what you happen straight after lunch is, right, this is the challenge. How are you going to create great experience? By the way, you only have 2 minutes. Your 2 minutes, go, has begun. the room just lifts. Everybody just lifts it, and the sound is like, oh, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. You see everybody on the flip charts or on the piece of paper, and everybody's contributing. Everybody in the room is contributing. I will take a handheld mic, I'll walk around the areas, I'll look at some teams, and then 2-minute countdown, back on stage, time's up, pens down. But then I will ask for people's answers, and I say, look, if you're currently sat there right now thinking, oh my God, I hope Geoff chooses us. We've got the ideas that we have are amazing. I hope he chooses us. I'll say, you put your hand up. If you've got an idea, if you've been sat on a table and you're thinking, this idea is amazing, put your hand up and tell the world. So I will go out to the room. The first team will stand up. They will deliver their ideas. We'll have a round of applause. We'll go to the next team. Then I'll come to the client and I say, I can't decide who's going to win. Who do you think should win? We give them a prize. Everybody's a round of applause. Brilliant. I then jump back on stage and I show everybody the answers to the challenge that I've just set. Because remember what I said in the keynotes. Remember what I said about my content. It's original. It's not made up. This isn't made up. It's real life. So when I reveal the answers, and there's no right or wrong here, there's just the answers that I've got, the answers that you've got. But in that room, I will turn to everybody and say, look what happened in 2 minutes. I, a stranger, give you a challenge. You don't know what's coming. And within 2 minutes, you've created a service experience that does not exist outside of these 4 walls. You've created differentiation. You've created the gap within 2 minutes. And you can see these little light bulbs just pinging all over the room of like, oh my God, we've just come up with ideas that, and I say, if you were to deliver any of these ideas that you've written down, you've created differentiation in the marketplace. And some of these ideas will be it's a little tweak we can do tomorrow. Maybe it's just a bit of investment. Maybe it'll take 2 weeks to deliver. I don't know. But we have, from that very first challenge, we have a list of gold dust, all these ideas in which we can develop for our business. Then we do another challenge. The challenge might be specific to the sector, might be specific to the teams of the brand itself. And I always create a 120 challenge specifically just for that organization. And that's how I do it. And that is that's the momentum piece. You know, after the keynote, we're inspired. After the 120 session, we now have the tools and techniques. And that's what it is. It's a toolkit to develop this, because we can't have Geoff every week. Geoff's not here every day. But how, as managers, leaders, departments, how can we continue this journey of celebrity service? And I always say, you have 1 celebrity service meeting per month for 30 minutes, no more. Within that time frame, you do a 120 challenge. That's 12 per year. You're not doing any at the moment, so 12's a big improvement. Imagine all of those ideas that you will have, and you pick 2 or 3 of those. You embrace that, you build it into your business. That then becomes a different service culture. And that is powerful. So that is the keynotes, but also the 120 interaction, the challenges that I develop. And it is so simple, so powerful, so creative. But I always say, you're the one that's created it. I'm just the messenger. But you've created it. Now take the baton, run with it, and forever create celebrity service in your business.